Hello everybody, Big Planes here, and today I have a lot to update you on the 787 project. So I'm just going to dive right into all the updates and all the progress that has been made since the last update. And the first thing that you probably are going to notice are all the wires hanging off the wing of the aircraft in the sort of center. And I'm going to just tell you now, this is the process of motorizing it. So this is super exciting. Right here we have the battery box. Obviously you can see it turns on. This one. Okay, yeah, it turns on like that. It's a little interesting there, but yeah, this is the IR receiver. It has the two channels hooked up to it. This will be hooked up backwards down here, so the receiver part is hanging out the bottom of the plane, so I can communicate with it with the remote. And then you can see the wires are sort of just running out through the wings, and eventually they get to the motors. I'm just going to use these M motors because they spin the fastest, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think they are. And yeah, so that's sort of where I've gone with the motorizing aspect of this thing. Again, this is sort of the rough stages of motorizing it because I still need to build the wires into the wing, and I still have to build the brick stuff wires, these also into the wing for the lights. I want to run lights on this one, so that'll be interesting. It's going to be a wired mess here, but we're gonna get that done. So some of the other progress that has been made is just generally getting the shape of the wing. Now, my original plan was to use a different technique than this, but I eventually came up with this technique here for what I'm going to do here. You can see that it uses headlight bricks like this that are offset in these cheese slopes here. And the whole point of using that, and let's see if I can squeeze this in here, is to, this wire's going to be a pain in the bum, I can already tell, is to get this to line up. And you're probably wondering, okay, why are you doing that? Well, the only other way to get this would be to put wedge plates right here. And I know this looks a bit rough right now. I still need to order more parts for it. They're a lot better too. This will be a lot smoother. This will all be white. And once this is done, I know this is just a prototype right now, but when this is all done, there will be no studs here. This will all be polished and clean and tiled off. And the way I'm going to do that is by putting these bricks on the sides. Now you saw that technique first used over here on the 737 right there. You can see how it's all clean and everything. That's what I'm going to use instead of having to use wedge plates on top of it. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a fun technique. It'll get this entire surface polished off, and I'm going to do something similar out here towards the outboard section of the wings, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's just generally where I've gone there, and the wings are doing pretty good with the dehedral. You can see that the wing box is holding them up very well, and you can also see, as I come down here a little bit more, that they are up at quite an angle. You can see that like that. And that's good, and they're very sturdy. I picked it up earlier, and it's very rigid, so that's definitely something that I'm pretty happy with. And you can sort of see I'm modeling where I'm going to put the wheels. This is just sort of a wheel I'm just setting there. And something else that's interesting is I was finally able to build flaps in. I may not look like it, but this comes out like this, and then can fold down like that. So again, I'm probably not going to motorize these immediately. I'm still looking at ways I could, but the wing is very thin, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a possibility. But as you can see, the flap just comes out like this, and it folds right into the wing. It's very simple, but it works very well, and I'm quite happy with it. And it's very, very smooth, and that's definitely something. Sorry about the shaky camera again. I'm holding this with one hand. That's something that is important to me, that it's very smooth and looks good. So yeah, this is the progress that's been made here. The next video, I'm hoping I can finish the inboard section of the wings right here. That's up till this point right here. And then maybe I can work my way out to the outboard sections, which are going to be incredibly difficult because I don't want any studs to show, but I think I have a technique that's going to work. So we're going to have to see about that. This should be a surprise for the next video. But yeah, this is definitely a fun build so far, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'd like to know what you think in the comment section below, what you think about this build, and what techniques do you think I'm going to use for the outboard section of the wings? That's going to be interesting. And something that I do want to point out that was interesting was the process of trying to keep this all smooth. It's very difficult. I know it may not look difficult, but it is, so trust me. And getting the general geometry of the wings, that was also pretty difficult. You see, I had to angle it using this wedge plate here, and I had to eventually change that because it wasn't right, so I have to bring in a different wedge plate. But wedge plates on wedge plates, you eventually get the exact angle of the wing that you need. That's a little off angle, sorry. You eventually get the angle of the wing that you need. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is all I really have for this update. It's a brief update, but a lot has been accomplished on this update. And like always, please be sure to hit like, subscribe. You know how that goes. I don't know why I bother asking. And that's all I have for this video. Bye for now.